Hey guys, it's Sasha from Mobile Geeks, and today I would love to talk about why cars are not smartphones, why you are not using drivers to become beta testers, and why it's irresponsible from Tesla to call their autopilot, well, autopilot. Well, I mean, we've all heard about this fatal accident with a Tesla Model S and a driver that was using the autopilot, even though we could still ask us why Tesla actually didn't notify their shareholders a little bit earlier, because this accident already happened back in May. But besides that, I think we really need to talk about how irresponsible it is what Tesla is doing since last year, because this is nowhere near to be an autopilot. And if you've been following the news in the last couple of days, and especially the controversy between Mobileye, one of the distributors or suppliers of technology for the Tesla, they actually came out with a statement that their technology won't be there until 2018 to do all the things that Tesla wants it to do. And we definitely also need to talk about what the whole idea of this autopilot is supposed to be, and why they just can't see a difference between a truck and a sign. So let's make one thing clear. The autopilot in the Tesla is no autopilot at all. And I would like to ask you a question. Would you jump on a plane where the pilot is telling you, you know what guys, we are going to check something out, a new autopilot system. It's still in beta, but we're gonna give it a shot. You would never ever do this. Why should you do this in a car? You know what, when we look at the levels of automation, there are actually 5 levels that are defining those different versions and different systems and different technologies until we get to a fully autonomous driving car. What Tesla is using right now is a level 2. And when you look at what car manufacturers like Audi or Mercedes-Benz are calling it, they're calling it drive assistance systems, because that's exactly what they are. So they're doing this already like for 2 years, and Tesla was doing this, I think they came out in October 2015, and it was this huge buzz in the press because of the over-the-air update. And for the very, very first time, they squeeze it over the air into the system of the car, and then you need to acknowledge that this is still a beta test software, but still, right? It takes you like 2 or 3 clicks, and then you're about to use this. You're not getting educated by Tesla about this. There's no dealership from Tesla asking you to come in to explain you that whole new technology and the software. And you know what? Guess what's happening when you are acting like this, Tesla? This is what your users and your drivers and your customers are doing with the autopilot.
Is you tap the cruise control button once to hold speed, and tap it again to hold your lane. It's kind of like this.
Oh my gosh, this is so... I'm not touching it at all, and it's driving... Whoa, whoa, the lanes are getting a little... Oh, red light. But that was... Ooh, that was interesting.
Scary, isn't it? But let's get back to the definition of, you know, what this level 2 of driving assistance systems means. In general, you need, as a driver, constantly monitor the street ahead of you. You need to have your hands on the steering wheel. And actually, this is what Tesla is telling you. You know, you're supposed to constantly have your hands on the wheel. But let me just show you how beta this software actually is. Yes, a nice little compilation of autopilot fails.
We got good lane indication. No, we just lost the lane indication.
A little lane change coming into a turn with oncoming traffic. Whoa! All right, that's all hands-free. One hand's on the phone, one hand you see it.
All right, good lane indication. Swerving a little bit.
What's this we have coming up here? Oh yeah, we're in South Carolina and the flood was so bad it took out half the roads. Does the car know that? No. No, it doesn't. I had to take over and manually stop.
Rural road here, coming up to a mini turnabout. I don't think the system is going to be happy, so got my hand ready here. Yeah, that was scary. Now I have to disengage because it's going to assume I can keep going because it's not watching for the stop sign. Let's see what it does. Take over. It did not know what to do. So that's what a takeover looked like. Whoa.
I just want to pop up to show it and say brace for impact.
Oh, okay.
It didn't do it?
Not right there.
Oh, wow.
What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? Oh! It would have taken out the cone.
Yeah, I hear you already. You're gonna complain that a couple of these Tesla Model S drivers weren't using this on the highway. Well, let's check out the highway scenario. Okay, we got that. But still, I mean, this fatal accident was different, wasn't it? So there was an object right in front of the driver, and Tesla is claiming that the camera sensors couldn't just decide if this was a sign, or they couldn't really see this kind of white side and white painting with this bright background, and somehow the whole system got confused. But I would love to show you an example of what's happening when one Tesla Model S driver was just using the autopilot and he's approaching a red light with a car stopped in front of him. Well, here's what's really puzzling me. In the statement from Tesla, they only talk about these camera sensors. But in general, when you look at the technology that they use, they also have a radar right at the front bumper. It might be a little bit too low. This is actually where also asking myself, you know, how it's spreading vertically and what kind of objects it can see. When I look at the systems that Audi and Mercedes are using, and I've been driving on both platforms. I've been driving the autonomous platform from Mercedes, the S500 in Sunnyvale, actually even in a kind of downtown environment. And I've been also driving on the Audi A7, the Jack, which was on a track. But they have two radars. They have a short-range radar and they have a long-range radar. The long-range radar goes up to 200 meters. And in combination with the short-range radar and in combination with the cameras, this is a matter of your algorithms, your software, to actually recognize these objects. And this is where Tesla failed miserably. Well, just to round this up, automakers are putting millions and millions and millions of test miles into their safety systems before it's finally ready for the market. And still, things are happening. Do you remember this kind of so-called moose test with the first generation of the Mercedes A-Class? What about this huge problem with the gas pedal of the Toyotas? Or we've had problems with airbags, you know, all over the place. This is actually happening. But if you are producing a software called Autopilot, you know what, I tell you something, you're absolutely irresponsible. No car maker should release a beta software and make their customers test drivers. Cars are no smartphones, Tesla. I'm Sasha from Mobile Geeks. Thanks for watching.